So tonight we're doing a quick little barn light modification. When we first moved in this house back in 2019, all we had on this side of the garage was that one tiny little light for this entire side. I mean, it's light, but you can't really see anything. Then we added these. Bam. So we have 5 of these LED lights, which obviously helps a ton, but can still be better. The store that I bought those from is finally back open. I went back and I bought 8 more, I want to say. You can do a total of 20 off of one plug, which is awesome. I have 15 on that side of the barn, and they're super bright. So tonight, adding 8 more to this side and making this side much brighter. The plan is for it to go all the way down and then cut across and all the way back up to this side and have just all the light over here. And then over here on the big side of the barn, we moved in, all we had was just this one bulb here, and it wasn't even the LED one that I put in. We had just a basic like amber one that gave you like a fraction of this. Now we have that plus this. So obviously you can see how much brighter is in here. Before it was like pitch black. We had one tiny little bulb, and now we have pretty much all the light. So on this side we have it starting there, and this is 15 down to there. So 15 versus 5. Now obviously it's bright over here, but the back side gets pretty dark, and obviously you can always use more light. Let me go ahead and show you the light box here. So if anyone wants to get a set of their own, I don't know if you can buy them online. I mean, you probably can. This is them right here. It's made by a company called Baltimore LED light tube, and you can see right here it says you can connect up to 600 lumens. So that is that. So honestly, these are like $3.95 a piece, like $3.95 a piece. Super cheap. You can connect 20, and obviously like they work really well. Are you ready for this? This is 13 out of 20. 3, 2, 1. Look how much light we have now. And again, this is 13 lights. There'll be 20, so to go to about here, give or take. But look at this. I've never even seen back here. You can see the back wall from across the entire garage. Look at this. You can see complete inside the car. Like, no extra light needed. This is so much nicer. Look how much light this is everywhere. This is amazing. And then over here, so normally the connectors you can see are pretty small. For the back wall, I took 2 of these ones. So it comes with initial plugs that go from like an outlet like this. You can see where it plugs in there, and then it's kind of long to the very first one. I took 2 of these, cut this section off, spliced it together, and made one long one to go across the back wall. That way when I run this set over here, I can have the final 7 that would go almost all the way to the very end. And I didn't need to put 2 over the very back side of the car. There's plenty of light from both sides. So look at that. You can see the ground completely around the car. Absolutely a million times better. Also, you can see the giant mess that it is. I need to clean it, but whew. Yes, light. I love it. The barn is slowly looking better and better. Now just imagine if we had nice, smooth concrete. This place would be perfect. It's crazy how much just having nice lighting changes an area, because we went from this, like, could you imagine trying to work in this? Oh, I'm already stepping on something. I can't see anything. It's just so dark. From that, I'm gonna watch these now, to having this. It's so much better. And like I said, we still have 7 more to do on this line here. So it'll end right where that third one is. So right about here. So the entire thing will be like, it'll be perfect. I will say though, the only bad thing about having this much nice lighting is now I can see how disgusting the poor Savoy is. Like, it's bad. And this car's been in here for about a year, I would say, and it's just caked in dust. I mean, there's open windows right there. Half the walls like falling apart. All the dust is on the car. Yeah, it's quite bad. But the good news is the car is running again. Hopefully next month we go for our first drive and get our first bath. So lights are up, and that's all I wanted to do tonight. Come tomorrow, we shall work on the Savoy some more and also go through and clean up this disaster. Oh, it's so bad. All right, good morning. We're about to head to the junkyard, but look at this. Look how bright it is inside here. I mean, obviously it's daytime, but like, it's so nice just being able to see everywhere you go. It's only right we get a cold start. It's only right. Sounds so good. Not bad at all. couple updates up here. I do have brand new vacuum line courtesy of Marvin, so thank you for that. So all this stuff will go away. I was just kind of mocking it up in the first place just to see where I think we're going to run. I do have to actually redo this because I actually saw the proper diagram for the VR5 and it works a little bit, but this is not correct. So I'm going to take this one and this T will come off, and so will this one. We're actually going to be deleting the SAI back there, so that's going away. I have a plate coming from, I want to say, Breck Tuning. Someone sent me a link. I think Ollie sent me a link. So that back there is getting deleted. We'll have the line running from the brake booster to the back of the intake manifold, and that'll tee off from there, and that'll go to the fuel pressure regulator, and then I'll have to do something with this one down here for the flapper, but that little T there was not correct, so we'll get it fixed up. So before we actually go ahead and start on this for today, get ahead of the junkyard real fast, show you guys something pretty cool. All right, so before I show you guys this car, let me give you guys a little bit of background information real quick. The car was turned into the junkyard last month due to having a bad axle, and I'm pretty sure that was the only known issue with the car. I've heard it run, it sounds great. I think it just has a bad axle, and that's the only problem. But people over here don't want to fix cars a lot of times. They'll just junk them and get a new one. But that being said, we put the car through our auction. It sold this month, and Jeremy actually bought the car, which is really cool. Now, when you see the car, you're gonna say, hey, Christian, why didn't you buy the car instead? The car is super cool, something I do want to have in the future, but in this current spec, it's not what I would want. I would want a wagon and a 6-speed, but either way, it's still a very cool car. Let's go check it out. All right, so again, this is a car that Jeremy bought. It is a Volkswagen. We're bringing him out of the JDM life and over to the Euro cars, but when you see the car, it does look really rough in its current state, but there is tons of potential. The inside of the car is great. The outside, it was plastic dipped, and there's ugly. Let me just show you. Yeah, it looks a bit rough, but when I show you under the hood, you'll understand. So as you can see, the outside of the car is, would you say rough shape, Jeremy?
Okay.
Actually, once the plastic is gone, which he's pulling off right now, it might be savable. After Andy goes through and cleans and like paint cricks it, we might be in really good shape. But the plastic dip, thankfully, was done pretty thick. But they did the mirrors green for some random reason, and yeah, there's a lot. Now, we've seen this car on base for, I think, about 2 years now, and I thought this car was rattle can black, which thankfully it's not. It's plastic. So the paint's not in back condition, and honestly, the interior is pretty well off. Recaro seats, the blue interior is sweet. Blue carpet, blue lower dash, the chrome trim, and like all the blue seats. Definitely a really cool, unique touch. So once the outside's cleaned up, it kind of matches the inside. I love this little chrome trim. I don't know what this is. This looks like tinfoil, Jeremy.
I know, it's coming out.
It's kind of the same. You're saying like they did this when they did the green mirrors. It just doesn't. Yeah, that's got to go. But steering wheel is dope. And the biggest thing, you said I can start it, right?
Yeah, go.
The biggest thing about this car.
Misfire though.
We'll see. Let's see. The big seller here. Just can't really hear it. Let me go pop the hood. The big seller why Jerry wanted this car. And he's joining the Volkswagen life for this. Wait for it. Yeah. 4-liter W8. Got some white smoke coming out of there, but I don't hear a misfire anymore.
It's been sitting for absolutely ever.
Yeah, so needs much louder. We need to put an axle in the car, probably do an oil change. I mean, I don't know who had this car before, but they did matte black. There's lime green all over. The calipers are lime green. If you look down in here, these are all painted green. These wheels have to go in a trash can immediately. But once the plastic dip's off, we're down to like the normal paint. This blue, like the silvery blue color with the blue interior and the wood, looks really cool. And of course, I mean, like, it's a W8, so. He said it had a misfire, but it's actually running pretty smooth. Couple lights on. It sounds cool, that really does. Now, of course, we have to make it much, much louder, but for $350 that I bought the car for, it's a pretty cool spec of a car. I like the color now the plastic is gone. I love the blue interior, the wood. It's gonna be a fun little project. So as you guys can see, the car definitely needs some love, but the potential is there. It's W8 and it's such a cool spec. That paint color with this blue interior, most that you see have the tan or the black, but the blue, the door cards, the carpet, the seats, like this spec is honestly like, it's good. It's really, really good. See if I can get a nice chunk here. Oh, no, it's just breaking. They did the black portion's pretty thick, but the green is just like, oh, maybe, no, it's just like flaking off. Oh, there it is. Come on. Yeah, the green's gotta go. There we go. Look at that, you almost have one side back to the normal color. Color's actually not bad at all. I like it. This has gotta go. Roof's done. This section still need to be pulled off. Almost there though. I've always just thought these engines were just so cool. It's basically like two VR4s, this side and this side connected in the middle. And for being an 8-cylinder, I mean, it's big, but it's not like a V8 big. I have heard though, these engines can be absolute nightmare to do pretty much anything on, so hopefully this one is not like that. Well, that's a good piece there. At least it laid it on pretty thick in most spots. Oh man. So I'm currently sat in a pistachio green Polo. You can see the color right there. I believe this is the 6N, I want to say, but it shares a lot of the same parts as the Mark III. But look how cool these seats are. And the coolest thing is, look down here, this I'm pretty sure is the exact same seat base as the Ibiza seats for the Savoy. And this one actually has an adjuster for the driver's side and for the passenger side, which is huge. So I can use this base, because this foam is like perfect on this seat, to finish my Ibiza seats. Or, I don't know, this fabric's cool, but I don't think this fabric will look good in the Savoy. This fabric or the current Ibiza fabric, I can't tell. But either way, I have the base that I need and I have the foam, so we can get the seats done either way. I will say both driver and passenger side seat fabric itself is in honestly amazing shape, and I love how the headrest is done with the seat. That's super cool. This one's blown out, but again, I have another base at home, so between the Seat Ibiza fabric and this fabric, I can definitely make one good set. I love that this has both adjusters. That's so cool. And the rears are back there as well, which I don't know if the rears will fit in a Mark III. They might. I think it might be a little bit more narrow, but the fronts should be the same as a Mark III. And all of this looks identical to what the Ibiza seats are. So, super cool score. It's really funny how on the days that I come to the Junkyard just to simply hang out are the days that I always find the most things and spend the most money. I was just talking to Marvin saying that I wanted to find the dark gray aluminum interior piece set that goes in the Mark IV, and here I am, sat in a Mark IV with that exact interior set. Now, it's only a 2-door set, so it doesn't have the back handles, but still super, super cool. At this point, I almost have all the Mark IV interior pieces. I have the wood, I have just a normal black, I have the gray net optic, the blue net optic, I have the silver aluminum set, and now we have the dark gray aluminum set. Out you go. Thank you. So front seats are now out, and looking at the bases, they look to be identical to a Mark III. And then down here as well, you can see rail, and the one mount in the middle. So this should be the exact same as a Mark III in terms of bolting up. Now the rears where it kind of differs a little bit. So this rear seat in the Polo is different from the Golf 3 and from the Ibiza. The Golf 3 bolts up in the front, and then the Ibiza bolts up on top. Right here, where this one is more like a Mark IV seat where you pinch these arms in to actually remove it, and this little bracket right here is actually welded onto here. So if you wanted to put the Polo rear seats in a Mark III, I guess you'd have to just like set them in place and they'd be kind of fine. But the back up here looks to be the same as a Mark III in terms of having the pole here, and then you have this piece and the mount in the center. Now I don't know the width of how wide this is versus an Ibiza versus a Golf 3, but it might work. Oh yeah, this thing's looking way better now. Still has awful green mirrors, and these are some of the worst wheels I've ever seen in my life. But once I go through and actually like clean this paint, it should shine pretty nice. I think he got all the black off. There's a little bit here and there where it's kind of still sticking to the paint, but for the most part, that is way better than the plastic dip. Give you guys one final walk around here. And then hopefully next time we see it, it's looking better and better. I had to go through and pull out the entire collection, and this is the newest one to add. So this is the gray aluminum one, the brushed aluminum, and you've seen mine, which is that one, and then this is the rest of my collection. Not bad. We have the normal aluminum, we have this really awesome one I found, blue net optic, gray net optic. This is just wrapped carbon fiber, but still kind of cool. The standard black, the wood outside, and then we have this one go right here in the front. I wish it was a 4-door one, but still, that's so sick. I think what I might want to do is take some of my nicer things from down here and move them upstairs. We have a spare room that was supposed to be the office room that we never used, but I want to get some like nice clear cabinets, some nice lighting, and display some of the cooler pieces I have down here. All right, so I didn't plan on putting the polo seats in the car, but I just kind of want to see how the fabric looks in the car, and honestly, that fabric looks really cool, and I love the matching headrest. The rear polo seat fits in the same way the Ibiza one does. You click up the top right one, and then it just sits on the bottom, but no problem there. I'm gonna pull the base out now and see how just setting this one on top fits in. Because like I said, the Ibiza ones bolt in on the top, the Golf 3 bolt on the bottom, but these ones have like the Golf 4 style, so we'll just pop that flat. You can just kind of set it in pretty much like so. Now you can't really bolt it down, but if no one's in the back seat, it really doesn't matter that much. Actually, that's the wrong way. That's for that side. Is that for that side? No, that's for this side. I'm confused. No, it goes this way. I was right. Like that. There it is. So the Polo has a different shape on this side a little bit from the Golf 3 and the Ibiza, but it's kind of a cool fabric. All right, boys, what do we think? Do we like the Polo fabric more on the right here, or do we like the Ibiza fabric on the left more? That is very like 90s vibe and fits the color of the car very well, but this fabric is also very cool. I love the matching headrest, and also this one has teal actually in the fabric, which also does match the car. What do we think? Also, don't mind the gap here, because if I had all of this seat, it would match, or all of that seat, it would match. Don't disregard that. But just looking at the fabric, what do we think? All right, so 100% confirmed. If you want to put Polo seats in your Mark III Golf, they will fit. And honestly, that fabric looks really cool in this car. The only issue with the Polo base, since in the Polo it has a much smaller center console, where the seatbelt actually buckles in is too low on for the Golf 3, and it's catching in there, and I can't pull the seat as far forward as I'd want to. Solution to that, when I'm doing the bases and redoing these seats, I'll use the Golf 3 seatbelt buckle or the Ibiza one that puts it up higher and gets out of the way, and then the adjuster handle here will get moved to the outside. I'm gonna swap driver to passenger and put this adjuster on the outside and this on the outside, and everything will be good to go. But there it is. Yo, that fabric's dope. So leave some comments down below. What do you guys like more, the Polo fabric or the Ibiza fabric? Honestly, I think both look really good and fit the car really well. I'm having a hard time deciding which one I kind of like more than the other. I love these headrests, but I like on the Ibiza seats how the actual design comes all the way out to the outside. It's hard to tell. I can't quite say just yet, but I think what I do want to do is take the adjustable passenger base I got today from the Polo set and that good foam and make one mint condition, both adjustable front seats. And then, I mean, the rear seats are fine. And then later on, I'll go through and I'll fix the other foam bases I have with some spare foam. And then I'll have a perfect Polo set and a perfect Ibiza set. I can switch back and forth to whatever I want to do. These seats do be looking really cool though, I have to admit. Gonna end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do not forget to be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.